Hello everyone, I am your Immortal Health Seeker back with another video. Today I'm doing my top 15 favorite figures of the year so far. What you're looking at is your honorable mentions. These are not figures that didn't make the list, didn't make the cut. I'm also filming this on my new tripod. I did not put it on this thing. I'm holding it as I couldn't fit it on. So I'm going to start with from right to left. We have Bane and Scarecrow. I love this set here, but I gotta say that it's just really hard to pose, and I don't know, lack of paint and all that shit. So almost made it Lady J, one of the best figures Hasbro's ever produced. But again, I'm not as big of a G.I. Joe fan as some other people are, so she's not gonna make the cut. Last Night on Earth Batman, such a great figure. I couldn't put him on here. Cobra Soldier is really hard throwing him off the list, but he just couldn't fit. I couldn't fit him in, and he's a repaint, so I have a bit more of a rationale. The Darth Maul, it's really good, but I do have my gripes with it. The Bucky, phenomenal figure, but he just couldn't fit in the list. Echo, same thing with him. He would have gotten in the list, but I just couldn't fit him in the list. Shang-Chi, he would have made the list if he wasn't such a peg warmer. I would have been more inclined to keep him in, but he is kind of a peg warmer. I had to take him onto the list, but he's such a great figure. Batman Beyond, great release by McFarlane. I don't know, I don't think he deserves to be on this list. Omega, same thing. Really like that figure. I just don't think he's needed on the list. Baron Zemo, yeah, crazy thing. I love that Falcon Winter Soldier wave so much that honestly the middle ground figure to me in the wave is actually probably still an honorable mention on this list. John Stewart, Green Lantern, really good figure. I just haven't really touched it since I bought it. Yeah, I think that's it. So I've reviewed most of these. I know I reviewed Omega. I reviewed the whole Falcon Winter Soldier wave. I reviewed Shang-Chi. I reviewed Echo. I reviewed Green Lantern. I reviewed the Batman. I reviewed the Bane. So I reviewed most of these. Anyway, I'm going to have a couple of figures I didn't review. I'm going to have a couple I did review. One I haven't even gotten to review yet. So we're going to just take a look starting with number 15. I really got to come up with my ranking first. So let's get started. Yeah, I got to do this. Number 15 is going to go to the Noob Saibot figure. One of my last reviews on this channel I've done. Love this figure. It's a really good figure, but I just couldn't put him any higher. Worth picking up for sure. Don't sleep on it. If you collect the MK line, yeah, worth getting. Next we have Shao Kahn. This is my first time actually putting him in the studio, I think. Really like this figure. I've actually had him in my bedroom as long as I've had him on display. He is a really badass figure. Really nice posability. Better than some of the earlier MK stuff. I'm a pretty big fan of Shao Kahn, gotta say. He's my second favorite MK character, only behind Melina, who I hope they'll do a figure of. It's a really good figure. Don't have too much to say on it. It was really impressive. I shouldn't have waited on it too long. He's going to get the number 14 spot. I have my gripes with him, but he's good. Next up is a figure I didn't get to review, just like Shao Kahn, and that is Asajj Ventress. Love this figure. I haven't heard too many people talk about it. A lot of people in the Black Series fan base have agreed, though. This is a phenomenal figure. It goes great with the Ahsoka, which is one of my favorite Black Series figures in general. Definitely worth getting, especially if you have Ahsoka or the new Anakin and Obi-Wan. Next up, we have the G.I. Joe Classified Zartan. Really solid figure. I don't have too much to say about it, but I definitely love it. It's one of the best classified figures to date. Here is the biggest figure. Here I have done a review on him. He might be the biggest figure I've ever reviewed, and that is the Marvel Legends Modoc. Fucking love this guy. It's such a great toy. Wow. For 50 bucks, you do get a lot here. You don't get a lot of accessories, but you get a lot of figure. And it's bigger than your average BAF, so I can't complain. Like, here's my headless Ironmonger Build-A-Figure, for example. I mean, it's bigger than this. I did have the head. I don't know where it went, though. But yeah, really fucking great figure. If you can get it, get it. That's all I'm going to say. In the top 10, our first entry is Bo-Katan. I've actually reviewed all but 2 of these figures in this top 10. and one just because I just got it. This figure is fucking fantastic. I love it to death. I've had so much fun posing this figure. It was such a surprise how much I liked it. I was expecting to like the Ventress more. I ended up liking her more. She is one of the best figures I've picked up this year, easily. Next up here, we have one of the best Black Series figures ever made. I fucking love this guy. That is the Black Series Boba Fett. Whew. Great figure. Maybe even the best Boba Fett figure of all time. Just for the price, $30. Get all this shit. Wow, I love it. It is definitely worth buying, for sure. And if you can get one, get it. Next up is a figure I haven't even reviewed yet because I just picked them up, but that doesn't matter to me. It is still one of the best figures I've picked up this year easily just by handling it around and posing it. I've had so much fun posing this Marvel Legends Red Skull. Definitely worth a pickup if you find it. Don't sleep on it. It's really good. This is the only figure I've picked up from the Zemnu wave so far. The God Doom and the Dormammu certainly interest me. If I had them, they'd probably make this list. I don't have them, so they're not going to make the list. But they definitely look like really strong figures. And even the Lady Deathstrike looks nice. Arcade, I think I've said this before on the channel. Arcade does look like the perfect body mold to use for a custom Joker in the 6-inch scale that would go great with the Mafex Batman, to making me think that I kind of want to buy that Arcade just for the body, and just so I can paint it and make it into a Joker, because it looks like the perfect body for a Joker. So yeah, I love this Red Skull, even though it comes from a wave I'm kind of meh over. It's not perfect, but I like this figure a lot, and yeah, I don't have much more to say. He's got some great accessories. Both of his heads are pretty cool. His weapon is really nice. I like that he actually comes with a Tesseract. He's got some great articulation, pinless joints. Yeah, great figure. Next up, we have our first technically a Build-A-Figure on this list, and that is the Falcon with flight gear. Really like it. It's really cool. I enjoy the wings. The base figure alone is really good. It was one of my most anticipated figures when it was announced. I'm really impressed by it. It's not perfect. I think this is going to be the figure that slightly peg warms because he is super case. I think, like the Shang-Chi, I think a lot of my friends are going to end up buying this figure, and I'm going to see so many fucking pictures of it that I'm going to get sick of it. Just like the Shang-Chi, where I'm not even hyped about that Shang-Chi figure anymore because I've seen it so many fucking times. Doesn't mean it's a bad figure. This figure they put a lot of effort into. It's clear. There's no old parts on it. It's got pinless joints. It's really good. I mean, the wings are a little loose and all that. I think it's kind of stiff on some joints, a bit loose on others. I have my issues with it, but it's a really, really nice photogenic figure. And it's worth completing that Falcon Winter Soldier wave, or Disney Plus wave, whatever you want to call it, for sure. Like, I highly recommend completing it. Took me like a week to complete because I got Zemo and Falcon like 2 weeks prior at my Walmart, and then they came out on June 1st, 2021, because if you're watching this in the future, then I can't control if you knew what I was talking about. Yeah, they came out June 1st. I grabbed them, like all the figures I needed in like 2 days because they were really fucking good. And there are more figures on the rest of this list because this wave is fantastic. Next up, we have one of my favorite figures from that Falcon Winter Soldier wave, and that is the U.S. Agent. I understand he's not accurate, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. It's a fucking great figure. It's a beautiful figure. It's really well articulated. I have no issues with it. I get it's not accurate. Maybe if he came with more accessories, I'd be more inclined to rate it higher. But if I'm going to be honest, I dig it. It's really good. And I did make a custom bloody shield for this figure. Now, with or without that shield, he gets this spot. That shield just makes the figure look cooler. This figure alone is fantastic, and I can't wait for the blue one because I know that I'm going to like the blue one even more. Alright, next up we have a tie. I'm sorry. In the top 5, It's a tie for me. I am sorry. I could not decide which one I like better for one. Well, actually, I know which one I like better, but honestly, one just isn't as good without the other. And that is the Clone Wars Target exclusive Black Series Anakin and Obi-Wan figures. This is the Anakin and Obi-Wan that I've been wanting for I don't know how long. I grew up with the Clone Wars. That's really what got me into Star Wars. The Clone Wars and the Lego Star Wars Clone Wars game. This is what Anakin and Obi-Wan look like to me. These two are fucking incredible, and it's about time we got these figures. It took us long enough. The fact we hadn't got them till now is just an atrocity, but that's also good because that means they're better. Now, if I had to pick a favorite, I would pick the Anakin, but both are fantastic. I can't just decide on one, so they're both tied. You could consider this a tie. I really don't. That is the McFarlane Toys Dark Knight's Death Metal Batman and Batcycle. Again, I like this Batman even without the Batcycle, but the Batcycle just pimps it out. You know, like maybe he would have not been in the top 5 if it wasn't for that Batcycle. I don't know. I also haven't picked up the other Death Metal Batman. I haven't picked up the Death Metal Wave. I'm really wanting to, but again, there's a lot of Legends that I want even more coming out. I know, really surprising. Not to mention the new Snyder Cut stuff is coming out, and there's still 2 figures that I didn't even pre-order that I want to get, so I got a lot of stuff to get, but we'll build this wave soon. So just be patient. I've seen them a couple of times at my Targets. Just wait. I'll review them as soon as I can. I'm at least going to get the Superman. So just wait and be patient. I will review them. But this is a really good figure for what we have. I've never even read Death Metal. I've never read Dark Knight's Metal. I haven't read any of the spin-offs. I did just today actually pick up the Batman Who Laughs graphic novel at Walmart. So if I like that, I'm definitely going to read the other stuff because I know he's like the main villain. But yeah, really good figure. I have no complaints with this guy. He's fucking awesome. Up at number 3, we have a figure that you could easily coerce me into putting in the number 1 spot. And that is the Marvel Legends Thanos. Debatably my favorite Marvel character. I don't know, I am a pretty big fan of Spider-Man, but this is a dream figure of mine. I was really surprised when they announced this. Again, I'm a huge Thanos fan. There's never been a definitive comic Thanos figure for me. I just couldn't, there was they've really only done 2 in the Hasbro line, and then they did 2 Marvel Selects. And, I mean, the first Marvel Select was good at the time, because there was no other Thanoses out there. And it was fine, you know. I mean, I'm surprised Toy Biz never did one, but whatever. They just didn't. But the Marvel Select one was okay. The first Hasbro one was kind of mediocre. It looked decent. I mean, some of the paintwork, especially on the head sculpt, looked good. I never got that one, so I don't know if it's any good, but I did get the repainted one, which I think Hasbro was trying to pass as, oh, look, it's a classic Thanos, guys. At least at Walmart. It was a good Walmart exclusive, I guess, but it didn't do it for me. I never even bought the other Marvel Selects, which looked great, but honestly, to me, it would work better as an MCU Thanos from Guardians of the Galaxy than anything. Just looking at it. And then this guy's announced. And I thought he was going to be the BAF for the Bring on the Bad Guys wave. I'm going to be honest with you. I actually thought he was going to be the BAF, and I was really disappointed because I was like, no way in hell I'm going to finish a whole wave to get that, unfortunately, even though I want it really bad. And also, why would Hasbro do another Thanos Build-A-Figure? And I think they knew that, yeah, Thanos has been kind of done to death. They've done a lot of Build-A-Figures for him. They haven't done all the looks for him, but they keep releasing Build-A-Figures of him. They need to stop. Thankfully, this wasn't a Build-A-Figure. This was a deluxe. And I was really excited to find that out because I didn't want to buy a whole wave to get Thanos. And it's fantastic. Again, it's one of my favorite Legends I own. It's a beautiful figure. Super duper articulated for the size. My favorite birthday present I got this year. Mwah, chef's kiss. Beautiful figure. At number 2, again, this figure could totally be swapped around with the other 2 in the top 3, but this is the Scarlet Witch Marvel Legends figure from WandaVision. Whew, again, maybe it's just because I just got it, but honestly, I just love this figure. It's phenomenal. It looked great in the packaging. Looks even better out of the packaging. Really well posable. I love it. That's all I can really say about it. It looks fantastic. Red is my favorite color. When red looks this good, I love it. So yeah. Number 1 is... Wait. Dave, what the fuck? Alright, wrong figure. My assistant's an idiot. My bad. Did it come as a shock to you? Like, really, man? Did it really come as a shock to you? My favorite figure this year, just going off of my guesses and really looking overall, my favorite figure is not only my dream figure, but one of my favorite characters of all time, Red Hood. I was amazed when I found out McFarlane was already making a Red Hood figure year 1. I was well, technically it wasn't year 1, it was year 2. They released him very beginning of year 2, but a lot of people got him in 2020, so I'll count him as a year 1 figure. But we already got probably 3 of my most wanted characters. We got a Joker. Now, okay, you could say what you want about this comic Joker, but it's still a comic Joker. Yes, I have him holding my Robin Crow like that because I usually use that as a Jason Todd, so that's why. Then they came out with Deathstroke, who I think is in this pile I have over here. Yeah, he is. They came out with Deathstroke, which I was surprised, because Deathstroke is another character who I really wanted. And I was honestly pretty shocked when I found out McFarlane was already doing a Deathstroke. Leaks are saying that we're getting a 3 Jokers comic line, which I think is really awesome. It's 6 figures, 3 Jokers. I think one is the Killing Joke version, so probably the Red Hood look. I think one is in like a tuxedo, and then like one's like a classic version. And I'm really looking forward to those. Now, we haven't seen any pictures, but this whole wave is my most anticipated currently that they've announced, or that have been leaked. And then there is a Red Hood coming out already from that storyline, which I don't remember what he looks like for sure. I didn't even finish the 3 Joker storyline. It's really good. I don't know why I didn't finish it. But yeah, there's a Red Hood coming, which is really cool. And then there's a Batgirl, which I did not like the choice they went with for the Batgirl on this line. Not saying it's a bad figure, but I wish they would have went with a more classic New 52 look. That's what this design is. And my number 1, probably most excited, other than probably the Red Hood or one of the Jokers, is the Batman. There's a Batman coming in that 3 Jokers line, and that Batman is probably going to be their best Batman figure. So I'm looking forward to that whole set. So we're already getting a 3rd Red Hood. Technically 4th if you count the single release of this. I got this in a 2-pack with the Nightwing, which isn't very good, but whatever. This figure is phenomenal. He looks great. I hope the solo release will actually get an official release, because he really never did. He's not available anywhere online from my knowledge. The 2-pack got a very limited Target release. I only saw like twice in stores. And then I haven't seen it really online anywhere. So if you haven't got it, it sucks, because this is the best figure McFarlane's put out. Now I haven't gotten any of the Justice League stuff yet. I'm expecting those to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to the Darkseid and the Batman and the Superman. Those figures all I'm expecting to be some of my favorites in the line. They look great from some of the in-hand photos I've seen. So this is a great figure. If you don't have it, get it. You have no excuse not to have it, other than it's hard to fuck to get.